Today we have another chapter from the Power of Awareness. Today's chapter is chapter 20, Righteousness. I'm almost done with this book actually. Unfortunately, because these are so fun to film, I'll find something else very similar. But yeah, we're going to keep pushing through these. In the preceding chapter, righteousness was defined as the consciousness of already being what you want to be. This is the true psychological meaning and obviously does not refer to adherence to moral codes, civil law, or religious precepts. You cannot attach too much importance to being righteous. In fact, the entire Bible is permeated with admonition and exhortations on this subject. What is he saying here? What he's saying here is the one thing that we mean when we talk about righteousness is we talk about associating yourself with the state that you wish to be in. Associating your state in the end, associating yourself with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Break off thy sins by righteousness. My righteousness I hold fast and will not let it go. My heart shall not reproach me so long as I live. My righteousness shall answer for me answer for me in time to come. Very often the words sin and righteousness are used in the same quotation. This is a logical contrast of opposites and becomes enormously significant in the light of the psychological meaning of righteousness and the psychological meaning of sin. Sin means to miss the mark, not to attain your desire, not to be the person you want to be is sinning. This is the most important thing of this book. Everyone has the idea of sin it's a bad thing. It's something that you should be ashamed of. It's something you should repress. It's something that you should try to stay away from. But to sin just means to miss the mark, to not achieve what you wanted to achieve, to in some way have failed. And the greatest part about sin is it can be overcome. It's not a force that is always there. It's a force that's always there if you allow it to be. But the less you worry about it, the less you linger on it, the more you linger on the righteous path, on the good path, on the path of you being what you wish to be, that's the more likely you're going to just be living that way. It's very weird because people think that like the more we demonize things, the more we make them a big deal. Like, oh, you shouldn't do this. Oh, you shouldn't do that. Like, there's a weird part of our brain that immediately wants to do it, and it's this idea right here. Righteousness is the consciousness of already being what you want to be. It is a changeless, educative law that effects must follow causes. Only by righteousness can you be saved from sinning. There's a widespread misunderstanding as to what it means to be saved from sin. The following example will suffice to demonstrate this misunderstanding and establish the truth. A person living in abject poverty may believe that by means of some religious or philosophical activity, he can be saved from sin and his life improved as a result. If, however, he continues to live in the same state of poverty, it is obvious that what he believed was not the truth and in fact he was not saved. On the other hand, he can be saved by righteousness. The successful use of the law of assumption would have the inevitable result of an actual change in his life. He would no longer live in poverty. He would no longer miss the mark. He would be saved from his sin. What is he saying here? What he's saying here is you are subjecting yourself to your current state. You are subjecting yourself to your current state because you are not living in the end. You are not experiencing what it would feel like to have your desire fulfilled. When you can paint a picture so real, so vividly, so exquisitely, that it feels real to your mind and your mind can no longer differ from imagination versus the real world, that's when it begins to happen. Everything is first formed with an idea. Before something can be brought into this world, it has to be thought of, and it has to be thought of to the most minute detail so that you can go about bringing it into existence. And until we accept this reality, we will continue to live in our current lives. We will continue to experience everything that we're experiencing that we don't like. Like, if you don't like something in your life, it doesn't have to be there. It just start denying the reality. Start denying the facts. Start imagining yourself in a better state. Start imagining yourself and make it so that you can experience it today. Don't tell yourself in a few years I'll have this, in a few years I'll have that. Tell yourself you're good enough for it now, because it's going to take probably a few years for you to tell yourself this. It's probably going to take a few years before you see it in person, but it has to be, I can have it today. I deserve it today. This is mine today. I should be rewarded with this today. Like, these things are already mine. I have this today. Think of these ideas. Except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, ye in no wise enter the kingdom of heaven. Scribes and Pharisees mean those who are influenced and governed by the outer appearances, the rules and customs of society in which they live. the vain desire to be thought well of by other men. Unless this state of mind is exceeded, your life will be one of limitation, of failure to attain your desires, of missing the mark, of sin. This righteousness is exceeded by true righteousness, which is always the consciousness of already being that which you want to be. One of the greatest pitfalls in attempting to use the law of assumption is focusing your attention on things, on a new home, on a better job, on a bigger bank balance. This is not the righteousness with which you die in your sins. Righteousness is not the thing itself. It is the consciousness, the feeling of already being the person you want to be, of already having the things you desire. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. The kingdom, entire creation of God, your I am, is within you. Righteousness is the awareness that you already possess it all. This was a powerful ending to it, and what does this mean? What is the idea he's trying to get across here? The idea he's trying to get across here is people focus on the material aspects of things. When you hear manifestation, when you hear law of assumption, when you hear changing your state of consciousness, changing who you believe yourself to be, it's always followed by some external factor. It's always followed by something in the external world that you want. That's not what this is about. This is about changing who you believe yourself to be, who you see yourself to be, who you accept yourself to be. Because before you can ever get the material results, before you can ever get what's reflected in this world, you must first make yourself internally whole, internally perfect, internally that which you wish to be. And the moment that you have those things, it no longer matters. If you believe yourself to be a millionaire in your mind and you persist in that idea, eventually one day you will start having $1 million ideas. And even if you're broke, it doesn't matter, because you have supreme faith in the idea that you can create wealth, that you can create a business, that you can create jobs. And this is what I want you guys to build. I don't want you guys to worry about the external results. Stop caring so much about the external world. Care more about the internal world, because the external things will not make you happy. If you make $1 million today, you'll probably be unhappy because you'll buy a car, you'll buy a house, and now you don't have any more money. And now you see someone with more money that drives by you. Like, if everything you value is material, then you miss the mark. If everything you value is a tangible product, then you missed it, because there are far too many people that are rich in this world that still need more. Think of Elon Musk, think of Bezos, think of Trump, think of even Obama. Obama's making movies now. Like these people have so much money, so much power, so much just eyeballs on them, but they still need more. If I had that level of success, you would never hear from me again. I would become like J.D. Salinger and just go off and live in the woods, and you would never see me again. Everything that everyone seeks externally is really just internal desires, is really just an internal hole that they are not filling with whatever source of happiness that brings them that joy. And for most people, it's simply believing themselves to be capable of more. It's simply becoming all they believe they should be. But our entire lives we've been told different things. Our entire lives we've been told that you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this. But I'm telling you, in the end, the only thing that's going to matter is the relationships you build, the family that you have, and the people that mean the most to you spending time with you. That's all I got for today. I will link this book in the description of the video. On top of that, if you want to join my Discord, go ahead and do that. And if you want to join my community, that's where I write a bunch of stuff. I'm slowly adding to it every single day. I'm writing a short story right now that's going to be very interesting. But yeah, if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out, because it's a cool place. And I really want to share my writings with you guys. I just don't know another format. So for the time being, that's what we're going to do. But, maybe I get published one day, maybe I don't. But whatever. We'll keep writing. We'll keep expressing ourselves. We'll keep doing these things. But peace out. Love you guys so much. Thank you guys.